Hello and welcome to Yost Ice Arena for another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Drain, joined by Nick Hornberg. We join you here with 13:47 remaining in the first period between Michigan and the USNTDP in this exhibition matchup. And surprisingly, it's the USNTDP 1, Michigan 0. We are having a number of technical issues here at Yost Ice Arena, so this may be choppy and it may just be bad, but we will do our best to get you coverage of this game here today. Michigan on a 4-game winning streak in Big Ten play, playing an exhibition game here today against the top 18-year-olds in the United States. So obviously you'd expect the college team Michigan to win, but not the case so far. The face-off is taken and won back by USNTDP. They clear it on down. Goal today scored by Slaggert with the assist from Bordelot. Lockwood skates up with it over across to Granowitz, who comes in strong outside, takes a shot, rebound right in front. Lockwood's chance there is turned aside. Now out to the point. Blankenberg takes a shot through traffic, directs off Granowitz, and then cleared on out. Now potential break up the other direction. In comes Team USA, laying it off behind now into Strauss-Mann, and he just pokes it aside calmly. The Michigan netminder has entered this game just on an absolute tear over the past couple weeks. Shots right now 7-3 in favor of the Wolverines. That they trail 1-0 in this game right now. There's an icing down the other direction.
Well, there's a big drop-off from this year's NTDP and last season's. Last season, the NTDP armed with 7 players that eventually went in the top half of the first round of the NHL entry draft came into Ann Arbor and broomed the Wolverines out by a score of 6-3. A big drop-off here in terms of talent, but still a group of talented young players, and Michigan playing a lot of players that don't usually play.
Yep, so there will be some choppiness in that regard. Adam Winborg doesn't win that draw, but then it's a quick chance and another try off the side of the cage, it looked like, and now banked around behind, picked on up by Team USA, and out they skate, but they're going to carry it in off sides. Was the fourth line skating in for Team USA, and one of the storylines to watch in this game is the performance of 2 players in particular for Team USA who will be playing for Michigan next year. That is their top-line centerman who got an assist on that first goal and really made the play all by himself, Thomas Bordelot, as well as Jacob Truscott, who is on the top pair defenseman. He's standing on the ice right now as that faceoff is won back by Team USA. They clear it on in to Strauss-Mann. He pokes it along behind. There's a shot redirected towards the front of the net and then fanned on by Eric Ciccolini, unable to get it out. Truscott holds it in, and now back out to center ice. Team USA picks it up. They'll try to carry it on in the offensive zone. Skating in, pass to the center, and a save by Strauss-Mann. Now potential 3-on-2 rush the other direction. Ciccolini to Winborg, back to Ciccolini, in on sides, takes a shot that redirects there off the pads of Camesso and out of play.
It's a wide-open game so far. Usually what you expect to see, because the USNTDP really oftentimes only knows one way to play because their team is almost always more talented than the teams they play in the USHL. So you have a very aggressive, young, energetic hockey team there. And Michigan just starting now the last few weeks to figure out the offense that has been a problem for them for the last year and a half. 2 teams that rear to score lots of goals.
Jimmy Lambert to do this draw. He wins it back. Jake Slaker takes a shot. It just goes wide. If Camesso might have gotten a piece of it, glove side. Now into the corner, tipped around to the top. Cam York banks it off the boards. Picked up along the sidewall by Slaker. Now end boards. Lambert redirects it back down there. Still pinned up against those walls. Luke Morgan in the corner. This is to the right of Camesso in the Michigan offensive end. Now picked up and carried on out by Team USA. Held in at the line for a second. Then Martin allows a rush the other direction. Here they come, thrown to the front. Slager tried to redirect it in. And another pass from Bordelot. That top line pairing is able
Welcome back to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey here in Yost Ice Arena. My name is Nick Hornberg. Alongside me for this period, Gabrielle Healy. Alex Drain will be back on for the third period. And Gabby, Michigan has the shot lead 13-10, but finds themselves in a 2-0-0 hole against the USNTDP.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the shot lead is about the only thing Michigan has after that first period. It is interesting to see that we're playing a lot of players like Adam Weinberg and Granowicz and people who haven't played that much this season. So I definitely think that Coach Pearson could be using this as a game to let everybody play. But I don't necessarily know if that's the best time because the U.S. development team is on fire right now. We saw a few goals that went away really easily in the very beginning of the period, and ideally that won't be happening again.
And here we are at the second period, the period of the long change as the goalies switch sides. And we'd like to apologize for any prolonged periods of silence, which we suspect was the entire first period, but it will be Bordelot versus Beecher, two future teammates, and the faceoff is won by Beecher. Luke Martin's going to get it to Lockwood. Lockwood's going to dump it into the zone before getting put into the boards by Gallatin. And there, once again, a mistake there by Drew Comesso. Almost concedes the chance, but good last-ditch defense by the NTDP. And now they're going to try and come up the sidelines, but the pass a little too far for Slaggert, and York is just going to throw it back into the U.S. zone. And now Gallatin almost loses it again to Beecher. Lockwood forechecking high, and Michigan able to hold it into the zone. Now Lockwood's held at the boards by Gallatin, and Lockwood turns around and swings back, but now Lockwood able to come to the center of the ice, the center of the zone. Lockwood looking to shoot, and snatched right out of the air by Drew Comesso.
So it's interesting because Michigan's been having a really electric start to this new year, moving up into 5th place in the Big Ten standings after earning 11 points in the last 2 weeks. We saw an absolutely amazing game against Penn State, 6-0 shutout from Strauss-Mann. We saw 2 goals from Nick Granowicz on the birthday of his mother who passed away over the summer. I don't know where that team is right now, though.
And apparently for that holding Lockwood into the boards, Gallatin is going to get a penalty. So now Michigan has a power play, and Nick Pastajov kind of won the faceoff. Ciccolini's going to play it into Beecher. Beecher swarmed by 3 players. That's Chase Yoder on him the closest. And Ciccolini's going to come away with it and going to try and get it back to Beecher. But Michigan just looking out of control. Pastajov strings it along the boards now to Emil Orval. Orval at the right point. Now back to Pastajov. Pastajov to Summers at the high point. Summers to Pastajov in that circle. Now to Lockwood behind, or that was Orval rather. Orval tried to center it, but intercepted and then launched right down the ice by Chase Yoder. And both teams are going to change as it's going to be held behind by Jack Summers. And USNTDP doing their best impression of Penn State with the forecheck on the penalty kill. And Hayhurst's going to put it in the zone. Slaker might have an opportunity. No, he has to. He's stuck with his back to the net. York's going to hold at the left point now to Slaker. Slaker back to York. Blankenberg has space on the right. Blankenberg's going to move up now back to York at the blue line. York throws it in, and it's saved by Comesso. Sanderson can't get it all the way out, held by Blankenberg. Lockwood to York. York tries to get it to Blankenberg, but too far in front of him. Slaker to Blankenberg. And Lockwood in the middle of the ice moves back to the blue line. Now York, the shot, and drags it wide. But it's going to be held by Blankenberg now to York. York with another shot, another one dragged out to the right. And Slaker plays one quickly all the way across to York. Again, York underneath to Hayhurst. Can't get the deflection to go in. That'll be another save. And attempted centering pass. And Michigan still largely going to keep it in, but that one too high for the allegedly 5'9" Nick Blankenberg. That's going to go up and out of play.
And we love to talk about height over here at WCBN. We were actually talking earlier before the broadcast started about one of NTDP's player who's listed at 5'4". We're curious if 5'4" is really 5'4" in this case, or if he's actually 5'2". He's actually already drafted, he's going to Penn State soon, but I don't know how you play as 5'4" forward.
That is Daniel Juniev. That one might be real because 5'4" is certainly not an ego height.
Exactly, and you definitely don't. I mean, I don't know why you would lie about being 5'4".
There's no, as far as a lot of hockey is concerned, there's no difference between 5'2" and 5'4". Like Nick Blankenberg's listed height versus his real height, 5'9" versus 5'7". There's a bit of a difference there. As the USNTDP returns to full strength, but Michigan still holds the ice and almost had a chance there. Luce is going to play it into Van Wy, who's going to try and get it behind to Nolan Moyle. And now everything grinds to a halt a little bit behind Comesso's net, and Eric squirts out. Nolan Moyle going to play it back to Switzer, slings it across to Luce. Luce with the shot, and that's going to get blocked by Tice Melanek, but it's still in the zone. Moyle puts Faber into the board, and now USNTDP is going to have room to run as Moyle brings down number 20, Jacob Truscott, but now Michigan a chance to there, and Lambert the shot saved by Comesso. I'm surprised that wasn't a holding penalty, but bad pass, attempted to get back to Jake Karanen, but now the NTDP has the ability to make a move. Now Bordelow's going to take it all the way up himself. The shot saved by Mann, but Karanen didn't see it, and Bordelow got another free shot, but another save by Mann. Sanderson thought about shooting it, now plays it in, but the deflection from Luke Tuck saved by Strauss-Mann. And the NTDP still has possession, but Summers going to get Smolanek off the puck, and that's going to come all the way around. It's going to fall to Jimmy Lambert, but Lambert comes up and collides with Sanderson. And the puck still in contest behind Strauss-Mann's net. And Bordelot with the turnaround shot is dragged wide. Winborg's going to come away with it. And now Michigan going to be able to get out. Now Luke Morgan pushing up, crosses the blue line into the zone, and he goes down. And a rough check from Clevin. And ultimately it's going to be held by Switzer. Now to Jake Gingell. Gingell tries to just throw it behind the net, and that one isn't covered. Orval, the shot from point blank, is saved by Comesso.
So let's talk a little bit about Michigan defense. We were talking before about our seemingly mystical new player, Jay Karanen. No one really knew where he came from, and all of a sudden he was on the roster today. He actually played in the British Columbia Hockey League, and he was in the juniors for the last 3 years. A little bit confused as to why they decided to pull him up onto Michigan all of a sudden. Our defense definitely could use some work, but is he the guy that we need, and is he actually bringing anything to the table here?
I think, honestly, it was to fill out a roster spot more than anything, as the faceoff won by Nick Pastujov. Gingell's going to throw it at the net, and that gets trapped in a sea of humans. And Nick Pastujov fans on a couple shots and ultimately falls straight to Owen Gallatin. Now the NTDP is going to run, but great back check by Eric Ciccolini, taps it away with the stick. Now Latch gets it out, and now that is Gallatin for another fight right at the blue line. Forces the U.S. back. Gallatin on the right side. He's going to play it all the way on the other side of the boards to Bordelot, who's going to attempt another cross-ice pass to Gallatin. And Gallatin turns Ciccolini right around and is going to push into the zone, but I believe that was Hunter McCown who was offside.
You know, it's really interesting to see players like Cam York and Johnny Beecher, who were formerly on the national development team, playing against people who were in the shoes they were in last year. I even saw them before the game started talking to their old coach. And the Wolverines have benefited greatly from the national development team, having had 49 Michigan players, including Nick Pastujov, Will Lockwood, Griffin Luce, Luke Martin, Mike Pastujov, Johnny Beecher, Cam York, and then some huge names like Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews, both Quinn and Jack Hughes, the entire Hughes family, actually, all coming from the national development team. I mean, it's amazing to have such a great feeder, but it's also interesting to see the transition from national development team to college hockey, and to see that even though these are some of the best 18-year-olds in the country, how much the maturity of going to the college level really pushes them to the next level, but also to see how they can continue to beat college students.
Michigan traditionally has recruited the USNTDP pretty well. It was in their backyard in Ann Arbor forever, and still very close to Plymouth, Michigan. You think of names like J.T. Comfer, Zach Wierenski, Dylan Larkin. All players came through the USNTDP straight to Ann Arbor, as the faceoff is won by the U.S. That's going to get thrown into the Michigan zone. Luke Martin going to control it behind the net, and he's going to get it out to Moyle in short order. Now Van Wy going to skate through the neutral zone out to Hayhurst on the left. Hayhurst just tries to center it. Van Wy thought about the wraparound, tries to get it to Moyle, but it goes through the stick. Now, here comes the U.S. That is Matthew Beniers skating it all the way through the zone, and he's going to dump it off to Chase Yoder, and it's intercepted by Van Wy, but it's only going to get as far as Clevin. Clevin, another North Dakota commit, on the ice with his fellow Warhawk defenseman Jake Sanderson, but York going to try and play it through to Hayhurst, and Hayhurst tries to get it to Van Wy in the front of the net, but the pass a little too far out in front of the sophomore from Washington. Now Hayhurst has an opportunity. Hayhurst tries to backhand it with a crowd in front of the net, and Van Wy going to skate it to safety in the zone, and that shot tipped away by Sanderson. And now here comes Yoder. Yoder is just going to dump as Sanderson chases, and Sanderson, a big hit on Jay Karanen.
That was a hard one.
As now Michigan comes away with the puck. Granowitz, Summers, now Lockwood on the left side. Lockwood enters the zone. Lockwood to Summers. Summers wants a pass, and he's just going to throw it at the net. Beecher comes in for the follow-up, but great recovery by Luke Tuck. And now, rush opportunity for the U.S. That's Slaggert, the shot saved by Strauss-Mann. Didn't really get all of it on it. Lockwood would have had room to skate, but he lost control of it as Slaggert lost his stick there. But a quick pass to Luke Tuck leaves it off to Thomas Bordelot, who's going to come into the zone. Bordelot, and to Truscott to Slaggert, the shot. Another save by Strauss-Mann. And there is a blown whistle as Luke Tuck is on the ice. Nobody making a move to the penalty box. I don't know what just happened.
We did just see that the goal ended up getting dismantled, but
oh, it came off. That's why.
But actually, speaking of Luke Tuck, I want to talk about the fact that he's extremely comparable player size-wise to Johnny Beecher. He's 6'2", 203, and he's committed to Boston University, so you know he's good. And I see a lot of him that you see in Johnny Beecher. He's very aggressive, and he's hard to stop because of his skating skill and his size.
Well, Luke Tuck has some good hockey genes in him, the younger brother of Alex Tuck. And Bordelot takes a big hit. Actually, that was Gallatin takes a big hit from Slaker, and the puck is loose in the neutral zone. Lambert fighting Daniel Latch for it, but it's ultimately going to end up getting fired towards Strauss-Mann, who's going to try and play it up, and that puck's going to go up way in the air before getting taken down by Griffin Luce, who's going to play it all the way along his backboard. Blankenberg going to play it up to Morgan. That's going to get under the stick, and they're not going to call icing, which is somewhat surprising. And another lost stick, that was Berard. Gallatin deflects a shot from Luce, as this game getting very energetic with Lambert fighting with Latch and Gallatin for the puck, and Morgan looking like he wants to join in there too. And Morgan's going to try and come away with it, but again pressed into the boards by Gallatin. Orval had another opportunity, but now Luce, the shot, saved and held by Comesso.
We saw a little bit of chippiness after the fact there. I don't know if it's unfair to have college guys fighting 18-year-olds, but they're definitely equal matching. And actually, we talked about Strauss-Mann just briefly. I wanted to talk about the fact that they're mentioning his special diet and everything before. It's definitely working. I mean, Strauss-Mann has a .937 save percentage, and he's currently 6th in the country for goalies, so he's doing something right.
And it's Nick Pastajov versus Zachary Karpa, and it's going to be another face-off won by Pastajov, and it's going to be held by Gingell. That was a bit inadvertent, but Clevin is going to come away with it. He's going to try and play it off, but another hold by Switzer, and the long shot saved by Comesso, and U.S. is going to have an opportunity to break free, but Gingell interfering with the rush, and Ciccolini's going to play it along the backboards, and then the U.S. is going to then play it along the backboards the other way, and Ciccolini is going to play up now to Orval before losing it, but it's going to get thrown right at Strauss-Mann. No real consequence there. And puck over the top. That's going to get deflected on the other side of the halfway line, so no icing, but a mistake by Comesso, but great recovery by Tyler Clevin. Denies Orval the easy wraparound as Comesso turned the puck over with the puck at his stick, and that's going to be an icing.
So continuing on where I was at with Strauss-Mann, he had a 76 save weekend at Penn State last weekend, and he had a shutout in their 6-0 game. Definitely one of the most exciting games I've seen from the Wolverines in a while. Like I said before, he's rated 6th in the nation. He actually got his first college assist last weekend. Kind of a cheap way to get an assist, but he ended up passing it to Beecher, who flew down the ice and got one of the 6 goals. 2 for Beecher in that game.
And it's going to be Van Wy versus Yoder. Technically, Van Wy won it, but it's going to fall to the U.S. as McCown going to play the rush, but good positioning by Cam York. And the puck is loose behind Strauss-Mann's net. It looks like Van Wy is going to come away with it, but still fighting with Yoder. But Van Wy almost caught by the forecheck, but gets it off to Cam York, who's going to back off the U.S.'s forecheck. But now here it comes up the boards, but it's intercepted by Sanderson. Now Truscott just going to dump it into the Michigan zone, and Van Wy gets to it first, and now Michigan has room to move. Cam York takes it off the skate. Now to Luke Martin. Martin going to try and take it all the way around, leaves it for York. And York gets put into the boards by Sanderson. Van Wy comes up to grab it, though, and puck comes right to Comesso, but he just taps it away. And Hayhurst thought about shooting. Hayhurst still thinking about shooting and drags it wide. Karanen going to try and control it, and Karanen goes down. A check from Sanderson. But now Juniev loses the puck when he gets it right into the zone. They're going to have to get back on side, and Juniev recovers and just throws it into the zone, and whistle blows. It's going to be a penalty of some sort. It is Jay Karanen who will go to the box. Couldn't see what he did, but the Michigan debutant going to have to take a seat as his team goes on the penalty kill.
It's interesting to see someone who literally just got thrown into being on the team. I wonder how it feels to be thrown into a team that's already had the chance to develop a whole season, go through all the trials and tribulations of building a new team together, how it feels for him to try to develop that chemistry. And the fact that he's playing a good amount this game means that he's obviously doing a decent job, but I definitely think it'd be hard to catch up after that.
Well, Karanen spent the fall semester at Washtenaw Community College. I would be very surprised if these players didn't know at least who he was.
That's
and
fair.
The faceoff won by Beecher. Lockwood's going to try and play it all the way around himself, but ultimately loses control, and somebody has lost the head of their stick. It's Sanderson. But now, Michigan's penalty kill on the ice as Smolanek has to skate all the way around. Lockwood is forechecking very aggressively. The Michigan captain takes a slip, though, as Smolanek leaves it to Gallatin. Gallatin's going to try and string it all the way around. It's going to fall to Smolanek at the right point. Backhand dump into the zone right to Slaggert. Actually, that is Matthew Beniers, but Michigan almost another rush opportunity, but Beecher can't quite control it before Jake Sanderson, back with a new stick, has recovered. Blankenberg just going to tap it up the boards, and Beniers going to try and play it to Sanderson. Smolanek wants it. Smolanek in the middle, and the puck slinging around. Strauss-Mann all over the place, but Bordelow's shot is high, and that's going to go out of the zone. Strauss-Mann didn't really know which way to go. The puck was slinging around so fast on either side. But the U.S. going to take a moment to think a little bit as Owen Gallatin, Minnesota Duluth commit, is now going to play it up the ice into the neutral zone and off to Jacob Truscott on the left, and that's going to fall loose, but it's going to come to Truscott. And now Faber. Truscott tries to play it into Tuck, but that one's going to get past him. Now Tuck and Gingell fighting for it. Now the puck squirts loose again, but Truscott's going to be able to hold. Truscott to Faber at the right point. Faber to Tuck to Truscott at the high point. Wants to shoot. Now to Faber. Truscott. Gallatin. Michigan is at full strength, and Karanen. It falls to Karanen. Karanen right out of the box, tries to play it over the top to Morgan. Morgan going to try and take it down, but great stick check by Jacob Truscott.
That would have been cool.
Prevents the rush chance, and it's going to squirt up now to Tuck. Tries to get it through the legs of Yoder. Loose, just going to throw it back towards Comesso as Michigan's going to get a change. Yoder gets it to Gallatin. Gallatin has room to run. Switzer and Luce are back. Strand tries to play it in, but too far out to the left of Strauss-Mann. And then another dump and chase by Yoder. And the puck played up. Ciccolini not able to control it as it gets into the NTDP zone, but it's another dump and chase for the U.S. The U.S. getting a little discombobulated with their attacks as the puck goes out of play off a deflection.
And we still have the head of a stick laying in the corner of the rink right now. That's a little bit like how I feel about this game as it's going. There's actually a few aggressively broken sticks, but
Jake Sanderson's skate blade's still up there. Nobody wants to come get it. Oh, here comes the referee.
what is going
There you go. He's got it.
But yeah, the NTDP definitely has one thing on us, and that's speed. I've always thought that Michigan was a fast team, but when you see from overhead where we are, the comparison speed, it's almost like we can't stop them because they're coming at us so fast.
It's going to be Pastajov versus Yoder in the circle to Strauss-Mann's left. We had a bit of a false start with the ice scrapers too, but they're all off. And the faceoff is won by Pastajov. It falls to Shane Switzer. And Switzer tries to play it up and doesn't really succeed. But now Switzer able to recontrol it. Luce going to try and string it up the boards. And that's going to get out of the zone. Over the top, Ciccolini tries to control it. Now Pastajov has to take a second to collect it. But now Switzer behind the net. And Pastajov goes down. He and Clevin are getting into it. But now it's going the other way for the U.S. Strand with Latch alongside, but I think Tanner Latch was offside.
Yeah, we just saw a little bit of a wrestling match there in the corner with Nick Pastajov. I guess a little fun lightning fact we were talking about. The Pastajov brothers actually grew up in a family whose parents met in the circus. So both the Pastajov brothers would do dance recitals and take dance classes with their mom when they were young. And then they ended up being this great hockey family, but they never even had that I guess you could say hockey DNA in their family. When you talk about the hockey DNA, we have a lot of that right now with players who are on the NTDP. We have Landon Slaggert, whose older brother plays for Notre Dame, and he also is committed to Notre Dame. We have obviously Luke Tuck, whose older brother is in the NHL, and actually Jake Sanderson as well, number 8 defense for NTDP. He's a huge hockey family with his dad playing 17 seasons in the NHL. His cousins Wade and Sheldon Brookbank both played in the NHL, and his brother is committed to Colorado College. We also have the Hughes family, who are a beautiful gift to Michigan. We have Luke Hughes, who's going to be here in 2 years. Luckily, I'll get to see him my senior year. And Quinn Hughes, who is the messiah of hockey, basically, also here. So interesting to see those family ties moving through the hockey world.
I believe Thomas Bordelow's grandfather is also a former NHL player. But
and Bordelow will be a great addition to our team next year. We saw a really great play from him where he basically created the entire play himself in the first period. And he's been pretty hot this game, so I'm excited to have him.
It's going to be Van Wy versus Karpa in the faceoff circle near center ice, near where Latch was caught offsides. And the puck is dropped, and the faceoff is won by Van Wy. York to Martin. Martin plays it through the neutral zone to Van Wy, but he loses the puck. And now Juniev going to have room to run. Gets it out to McCown on the left. And Sanderson can't hold the puck. It's going to squirt all the way back into the U.S. zone, but now he plays it up to McCown. McCown forced all the way back by Michigan's forecheck. Luke Martin playing high for a stay-at-home defenseman as it trickles into the Michigan zone, but Cam York able to retrieve it. And now Nolan Moyle off to Hayhurst, bounces off his skate right to Sanderson. Sanderson now to Karpa. Moyle with the stick check. Martin trying to get away with it, and the puck, they forgot the puck, and it's going to be attempted to play it in, but it gets blocked by York. And now Moyle trying to start a rush, but Faber on hand to deal with that. Michigan's going to hold it behind the net. That's Cam York, and here comes the forecheck. York comes through, gets past Beniers. Now York going to take it all the way to the red line before losing it. Granowitz now fighting for it with Faber, and it's going to fall to Berard, but before Granowitz takes it away, Granowitz to Summers, and Granowitz may have had an opportunity to shoot, but chose not to. Granowitz comes back to it, though, as Summers had run into a little bit of trouble, but now Granowitz stumbles a bit, and he has it stripped cleanly by Beniers. And Lockwood able to get it away from Smolanek, though. Granowitz enters the zone all by himself, but has it stripped clean by Berard again. And Berard just going to throw it far. No icing.
Ooh.
As Karanen and Summers collide. Bit of friendly fire there behind Strauss-Mann's net. But now it's Beniers. Plays a little 1-2 with himself, and Latch throws it right at Strauss-Mann, and he covers it.
We actually have Hayden Levine back in goal now.
You're right. Hayden Levine
yeah.
is in goal now for Michigan. Most likely he will remain there for the end of the game, until the end of the game.
Which is interesting because I guess this game doesn't really count for much, but I wasn't sure if Pearson would want us to have a better... I'm not saying that Levine wouldn't give us a good chance, but I just know that Strauss-Mann is always consistent and always trustworthy. I guess he did give up 2 goals in the beginning of the game, so maybe they want to give Levine this chance, see if maybe he can play a little bit better than Mann is at the moment. as a senior, we don't really know where Levine is going after college, and I think he has some proving of himself to do before he's done to see if he has a chance of playing in maybe a lower league or potentially going for a contract. I'm not sure. Where do you think Levine might end up?
Hard to say. Hayden Levine had a great sophomore season here in Ann Arbor, but has since lost his spot in a big way to Strauss Mann, who has really played well. You think lower level hockey or maybe just a career away from the game, as the faceoff is won by Bordelot.
That's so sad.
And it's going to be strung out to Clevin before falling to Daniel Latch. Now Tuck, Blankenberg on him, and Morgan comes away with the additional check, and Michigan can't really get out of the zone. Morgan does, but the U.S. is offside for it's controlled, and Michigan gets out of the zone. The referee can put his poor arm down. And now Lambert and Morgan are chasing it, but Daniel Latch gets right between them, and Lambert goes down slowly. He's okay. Morgan still fighting for it. It's going to come away to Landon Slaggert, and they're just going to dump and chase. Luke Tuck goes after it, and Blankenberg, anticipating a check, gets it off to Luce. And now to Slaker. Jake Slaker hasn't gotten a lot of ice time this period. Slaker plays it up and is going to chase after it himself. Sanderson comes at it, and Slaker turns him around, and it comes free to Winborg before falling to Bordelot, who's going to play it up to Truscott, two future teammates in Ann Arbor. And the pass from Slager gets under Truscott, and it's going to fall to Emil Orval. Orval played a lot at the start of the season, but hasn't played in a while in a competitive game. And Olmsted tries to chase after it, and Camesso going to string it up. And now here comes Sanderson skating through the zone, off to Yoder on the right. Yoder thought about the shot. Sanderson tries to leave it. Another shot, and it's going to be saved. Not covered, though, by Levine, and it's loose behind the net. Gingell looking for a place to put it. And whistle blows. It ultimately was covered by Levine. The puck really just slid right to him. There wasn't really much of a shot.
Yeah, so it's interesting you're talking about how we haven't seen Jake Slaker much. He's our #1 goal scorer on the team. I guess I can see how they don't have him playing to give other guys a little bit more time, but Jake Slaker is definitely just a consistent, good hockey player. I don't know if that means anything for him after college is done, and I guess that's a different story, but top goal scorer right above Johnny Beecher. And we're seeing a lot of players like Orval, obviously, Olmsted, Gingell playing who don't really play much. So
face-off won by Nick Pastajov. And it's going to be played up by Summers. Ciccolini to Orval, and that's a pretty move by Orval. Karanen may have an opportunity to shoot. He tries to center it to Orval, but intercepted by Gallatin. USNTDP now has room to run. Gallatin enters the zone and gets it out to Yoder on the outside, but not able to be controlled. And everything has come to a halt. They're all holding on to each other. And it remains, just moved a couple inches the other way.
We've been seeing a lot of holdups this game.
There's this stupid cross beam, so I can't see anything. And it's still
held up in the corner.
Karanen is holding on to, I believe that's Juniev. Pastajov looking like he wants to throw hands with Zachary Karpa. And now, finally, it's free. Jack Summers comes away with it. Summers, cross ice to Pastajov. Pastajov enters the zone. Orval standing on the blue line. Pastajov the shot and saved it, covered by Camesso. Should be noted, Michael Pastajov, one of 4 players not dressed for the Wolverines today, with Dakota Raby, Keaton Pearson, and Jack Becker.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, I wouldn't say that was the best. I mean, he took the shot. I don't think it was the best chance to take the shot, but there we go. Interesting to see how, I mean, it's kind of just weak playmaking right now.
2 minutes left in the second period. Hayhurst against Smolanek, and it's going to be won by Hayhurst. Moyle tries to get it out to Martin, but clean interception by Matthew Beniers. Beniers now to Berdar, and it's going to be saved and covered by Levine.
So Levine's doing a good job, but it's interesting. I was looking at who NDTP has played before, and they've lost to some really not amazing teams in comparison to us. I mean, they've lost to Miami, Cornell, Michigan State, little brother, Ferris State, and then right now they're kind of handing it to us. So I don't know if they're picking up the second half of the season like we're picking up, but doesn't feel good to know that they've have lost to Miami University.
Beecher versus Smolanek. It's going to be won by Smolanek. Daniel Latch tries to skate all the way around, plays it behind Strauss-Mann's net. Now Smolanek leaves it to Bedard. And another halt in proceedings, but Bedard comes away with it. And Berniers is going to be able to hold it into the zone. Smolanek tangled up with Luce, tries to center it, but now it's loose, and the shot, wild shot by Clevin, is high. And whistle blows, and looks like Ty Smolanek is going to go to the box. Michigan going to spend the last 90 seconds of this period, as well as the first 30 seconds of the next, on the power play.
And hopefully we can use that power play well. I wouldn't say that we're always amazing at using power plays, especially considering that NDTP is really on top of it right now. Their defense is playing relatively well. I wouldn't say insanely noticeable. I would say the whole team is playing like kind of a well-oiled machine. Everybody's doing their work and pulling their weight right now.
Smolanek in the box. I believe the call was roughing.
I couldn't tell, actually. Yeah, I think it sounds about right.
Hayhurst versus Bordelot. It's going to be won by Bordelot, and the U.S. could clear, but instead they're going to rush. Sanderson enters the zone. Now he's going to throw it in. Now here comes the forecheck. Blankenberg has no passing outlet, and he loses it. And the U.S. is going to possess the puck for a little bit. But before a fan pass by Faber and good control by Hayhurst. Now York at the point. But York barely gets it to Lockwood. Lockwood loses control himself before he gets it to Slaker. Slaker centers it to Hayhurst, but he can't get it on his stick. And now Hayhurst, the attempted back pass is deflected. Now Slaggert's going to chase it. York is going to get back, but Slaggert might have an opportunity. He's going to get it all the way around before being forced to play it back into the neutral zone. Clevin.
Looking at the clock.
45 seconds left in the period. And it goes all the way through the zone as the forecheck still active for the U.S. Levine's going to hold it before giving it to Blankenberg. And Blankenberg gets checked by Yoder as he stood over the puck too long. Beecher going to move into the neutral zone. Not uncontested, though, and he's going to get it to Pastajov, but that's going to get deflected out of the zone. Now the back pass off target to Blankenberg. This was about as bad a power play as you will see.
Beecher is a little unhappy right there, too, with the ref.
Now Beecher going to skate through the zone. Beecher enters the zone. And now to Pastajov. Pastajov the shot, and it's deflected high. And that will end the second period.
Wow.
A scoreless period of hockey as the U.S. still leads Michigan 2-0 going into the break before the final period.
And I mean, you said it exactly right. This is about the worst way to use a power play. It started off looking like we had maybe a good play. It looked like Hayhurst had a chance at making a goal. Nick Pastajov obviously made that slap shot at the end, but the NDTP basically held us off beautifully during that power play. I saw great defense, and it looked like they were always in control of the puck, even though they were down one player. I think a common theme of this game is, first of all, really interesting pile-ups being held in the corner, a lot of really hard hits, but mainly I'm just seeing a disjointed Michigan, and I'm upset to say that.
And there will be a 15-minute break before the third period. Once again, my name is Nick Hornberg. Alex Drain and Gabrielle Healy will bring you the third period in 15 minutes. We apologize for any technical difficulties during the first period. We hope you had a good experience in the second. And we will be back in 15 minutes. Once again, thanks for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey.
Welcome back now for the third period of action between Michigan and the U.S. National Team Development Program. Our score, Team USA 2, Michigan 0. I'm Alex Drain, joined by Gabrielle Healy here for the third period. And this was a game Michigan came in expecting to win, but not going well right now.
Yeah, you can tell by who we're playing that we did expect to win. And obviously it's not working anymore. We still have Hayden Levine in the net. So it is his chance to get to play a little bit more today. But NDTP has been just on fire defensively and offensively. They've been like a well-oiled machine. They're insanely fast, and their plays have just been clicking really well, whereas our plays aren't clicking very well at all.
Yep, Michigan in the shot column leads 24-20, but trails 2-0. Both those goals coming back in the first period. No score either side in the second. There's a 32-second power play for Michigan here to begin this third period. Johnny Beecher gets ready to take the beginning face-off against Thomas Bordelot. Staring into each other's eyes, two players that could be teammates next year if Beecher returns for his sophomore season in Ann Arbor, and Bordelot is able to win that draw back. He had an assist back in the first period. A really nice showing for the Houston, Texas native, who is scheduled to be either a first or second round pick in this upcoming NHL draft. Michigan brings it in the offensive end. Beecher lays it behind for Slaker, who skates on in over to Martin at the point. 10 seconds left in the power play. Martin walks down the right side, now will lay it back behind himself, goes back into the neutral zone, 5 seconds remaining, and looks like Smilanic is ready to come out of the box, and he will. Back to full strength is the U.S. national team. Lockwood brings it on in for Michigan. Centering pass intercepted and cleared back down. It will go the length of the ice, though, for an icing as Cam York touches up.
So you mentioned if Beecher will stay or not for another season. Obviously, he's drafted to the Bruins. He was drafted 30th in the first round this past draft. I personally think that he can use another year of development. Obviously, he's such a powerful forward that he could go to the NHL and he'd be ready, but I think we can keep him another year.
Yeah, it's always a question. Josh Norris was in a similar position a couple years ago. He decided to come back for a sophomore campaign. It always comes down to the NHL team and whether they want him to return to college or be in the AHL where they can watch his development more closely. It always comes down to that as a face-off one right to the netminder, who puts the glove down. That's Drew Comesso. He has saved all 25 shots he's faced tonight. The Boston U commit very solid here today, and as you mentioned, Hayden Levine now in net for Michigan. Strauss-Mann played the first period. Levine swapped in the second. Levine's played just one regular season game so far this season, and also played in the other exhibition game back to begin the campaign, but haven't seen much of Levine here in the senior season. It's simply been because Strauss-Mann has been so excellent here as a sophomore.
Yeah, Strauss-Mann has played over 1,000 minutes this season, with Hayden playing only a few hundred minutes, actually.
Draw one back by the Wolverines, and a shot by Moyle saved easily by Comesso at the pad. Moyle pokes it down low to keep it on in. Now pushed aside by the netminder, bouncing around the boards. Moyle picks it up, lays it down low towards the end line, thrown to the front of the net, goes through the crease. Now up against the boards, Blankenberg chips up, and now pinned against the boards. Smilanic is down there trying to dig it out. Now up to the point, Van Wy holds it in across left side. Griffin loose, backhands it down behind the net. Hayhurst chases in after it up against the boards. Now picked up, Van Wy a shot, and a quick save there by Comesso on a point-blank look. Really nice opportunity there for Garrett Van Wy. Luke Tuck brings it back the other way and then quickly turned aside. Michigan really pressuring well to begin this period. Moyle throws it as Van Wy was streaking towards the net. Now picked up, and out come the men in blue the other direction, carrying it on in on a 1-on-3 potential opportunity there. While his men could change, and now sent back in the other direction. Michigan quickly in the offensive zone again. 2 minutes gone in the third period, and the Wolverines have been pressuring pretty much the whole time. Now rush coming the other direction for the national team. Now pass to the middle, 2-on-1. Truscott tries to send it across. Had a man open there for a potential tap-in goal. Couldn't connect with him. And that's Jacob Truscott, the Port Huron, Michigan native. Also a commit to the University of Michigan for next season. The two Michigan commits on this U.S. national team. Puck now in the neutral zone. Brett Berard banging up against the boards there. Trying to dig it out in the corner. Pastujov, Luke Morgan. Truscott's down on his knees, and Pastujov is mad. He's swinging and whacking at Berard. Those two really going at it. Now the puck comes back down. Hayden Levine hands it on over. Now Michigan will get troops set back up. Approaching 3 minutes gone in this third period. Ciccolini with it, dumps it on into the offensive end. Coming out now behind the net. Campesso plays it to the side. Now picked up. 3-on-3 potential rush the other direction. Banked off the boards where Clevin was going in after it with Strand there as well. Hunter Strand scored the second goal on a deflection from a shot by Clevin. Is now an icing committed by the Wolverines. Will bring the faceoff into the Michigan defensive end with 16:55 to go in the period.
Yeah, and speaking on Truscott, we have a lot of really good people coming into Michigan in the next few years. We have Truscott and Bordelot who will be coming next year. 2 teammates who will bring that dynamic to the team. We obviously just had Beecher and York this past year, and then we have Luke Hughes coming in 2 years. So the future of Michigan looks really positive as long as we can keep it up.
Yeah, Mel Pearson recruiting very, very well since he came in, and this is really when you start to see the fruit start to come to bear with the way hockey recruiting happens years in advance. But Hughes on the US-17 team down below, and then you obviously have Bordelot here. Now an opportunity for Team USA down close to the end line, snuffed out well, though, by Michigan's forwards playing a two-way game. Carried out to center ice, and then Shane Switzer sends it deep. Switzer's another guy like Levine we haven't seen a lot of today, and now we have a whistle coming, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty, I think, on... Yep, it's going to be on U.S. national team. Heading over there to the box and to take a seat is number 12, Hunter McCown. And that'll create another opportunity for Michigan to claw back in it, trailing 2-0. A 2-minute power play upcoming as Hunter McCown from San Jose, California, takes a seat in the penalty box. Face-off now is won back by Team USA. Blankenberg, a great hold in at the line, though. Now pinned up against the boards. Lockwood sends it down low. Behind the boards, and now rattled back around to the point. Cam York picks it up there. Now over to Blankenberg at the top. Blankenberg into the circle. Hayhurst sends it across to York. Can he hold it in at the line? He can. York banks it back down low where Hayhurst chases in after as it cycles along the boards. Blankenberg at the top. Now to York, left point. York tries to send it across in a one-time try by Jake Slaker, is poked away easily and then sent back into the neutral zone. And there goes Bordelot trying to beat Blankenberg down with it the other way. Bordelot's assist earlier was on a shorthanded situation. It was a 2-on-1, and the pass to Slager was an easy tap-in, and now a potential another shorthanded rush the other direction, skating in with it, and then finally getting pushed aside, and Matthew Berniers right there, but Michigan still sloppy with the man advantage. About a minute gone in this power play, and not a whole lot of looks so far. Johnny Beecher carries it on in, lays it behind. Now a nice pass across and a shot. Ciccolini missed the net. Had a pretty open opportunity and then cleared back down the other direction.
Definitely a good opportunity. Tried to use it. I would say it's one of the better opportunities we tried to take so far.
Yep, and now taken away in the neutral zone, sent back down. That was Zachary Karpa right there, the Princeton commit from Newport Beach, California. Now Ciccolini collects in his own end. Now down to 25 seconds remaining in the power play. Michigan's just all over the place with the man advantage right now. Ciccolini goes streaking up the left wing boards. He's cutting right in on that, trying to make a move towards the front. And then a nice poke check there, denied it. Pinch at the top by Griffin Luce, holds the puck in. He's able to keep it inside the line again. Luke Martin's got space over to the middle, finds it across. Van Wy's shot high and over top. Camesso might have gotten a piece of that. Now a shot from the top by Olmstead deflects down along the boards into the corner. Van Wy applies pressure down there. A puck comes free for a second and carried out by Martin, and he takes a shot wide of the net into the glove of the netminder Camesso. And with 14:09 remaining, we have a quick break in the action. Michigan still trailing 2-0.
Yeah, and Eric Ciccolini, I feel like we don't talk about him enough. He's a New York Rangers prospect. I believe he was picked in the 3rd round. I could be wrong. And we're always hyping up a lot of our freshmen, obviously, like Cam York and Johnny Beecher, just because how can you not? They're both first-round draft picks. They're both probably only going to be at Michigan for 1 or 2 years because they're phenomenal players. But Eric Ciccolini has been a forward that personally has really surprised me. He's been consistently good this season, and even though he hasn't made a lot of goals, he's done a lot to get Michigan kind of to that next level that they need in forwards. I would say he's also more of a team player than Johnny Beecher. Johnny Beecher definitely has the whole, like, I wouldn't say he has an attitude, but he knows he's good and he plays very dominantly. And I think Eric Ciccolini is kind of that nice middle ground link that we need, and we should give him a little bit more credit.
Yep. And so face-off one there. Lou sends it across, and a quick save by Comesso. Ciccolini has had a pretty nice freshman campaign for Michigan, as one of those guys will try to build as the program moves along. Now up against the boards, dug out there. Another try, Griffin Luce takes another shot and a rebound off the pad of Comesso. Michigan now up to 29 shots on the game, and Comesso has saved all of them as we continue to see some pushing. Gallatin and Moyle locked up, Faber as well.
Yeah, and speaking on the freshmen a little bit more, we have great freshmen, I will say that. But Cam York is one that I've been really impressed with as well as a defenseman. However, I would say if we're looking at Cam York versus former defensemen from the NDDP like Quinn Hughes, he's not a Quinn Hughes. I mean, nobody is a Quinn Hughes, but Cam York will bring a lot to the Philadelphia Flyers when it's his time to go. I could definitely see him maybe staying longer than Johnny Beecher just because he's good, but he doesn't have that extra special thing that Quinn Hughes had.
Yep, and York obviously, there's a quick giveaway and a shot that goes high and over top by Slaker. A really nice chance there as Blankenberg sends it back down low out there with Lambert as well. York more of a traditional defenseman, and Hughes with that just pretty incredible skating style and creativity to create plays. Just a little bit different players as York has it right now. He hands it over to Blankenberg. Now stretch pass through the middle off the stick of Jimmy Lambert down towards the circles, and now the end boards behind the net. Banked around there, now picked up. Here come U.S. national team the other direction. Bordeleau had it for a second, and then I think we're going to have a penalty upcoming on Ciccolini as a hard hit there. And yep, Comesso will go to the bench, and the whistle blows as Michigan touches it. And it might be high sticking. Let's take a look at what the official call is.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of Slaggert got really thrown around right there. It almost looked like he got whiplash.
Yep, and it is Ciccolini sitting in the box after that hit on Slaggert. So the U.S. national team, a 2-minute power play. They have no shots in the first 7 minutes of this third period. But now is an opportunity to register that first shot with the man advantage.
And it seems like they know how to use a power play, even though they haven't had one yet. It seems like how they've been playing when we're on our own power plays, they're going to know how to use this a little bit better than we know how to use a power play at the moment. Or sorry, we're on a power play.
Bordeleau wins the draw back to Smilanic. They've got Sanderson at the top, Smilanic along those boards, over to Sanderson in the middle, skating to the side. Now back over, Smilanic sends it down low, and now back to him again. Down low once again, down behind that net. They're trying to get it set up with Berniers down there. Now pinned up against the boards, 3 white sweaters and 2 blue ones in the corner. If Berniers can dig it out of there, we'll have an opportunity. Now Bordeleau takes it way up to Sanderson at the top. Bordeleau left point, lays it behind. Nice fancy play to Sanderson across to Bordeleau, takes a shot, and that one easily turned aside. Loose banks it off the boards, and it's down the other direction. 40 seconds gone in the power play for the U.S. national team. They still lead it 2-0 with 12:20 to go in the contest. Smilanic brings it in, leaves it behind Bordeleau. Nice pass across. Now an opportunity, and a shot goes wide of the net. Sanderson chips in after it, now poked back down the other direction. Hayhurst goes streaking after it into the offensive end, and he pursues Comesso, makes sure just to keep him honest as Comesso leaves it behind himself. Under 12 minutes remaining in the game, 45 seconds remaining in the power play for the U.S. national team. See if they can't get something set up. These Michigan penalty killers look pretty strong here on this penalty kill. Gallatin brings it on in the offensive line, and that one is offsides. Truscott was not able to keep it past the blue line, and so we'll have another face-off down to 33 seconds remaining in the power play.
I've been really impressed with Bordeleau. I haven't seen him play actually until today, and I'm excited to have him here. And coming with Truscott, I think it'll be interesting because Michigan has a lot of this tendency of going on of pairs of people who come from former teams or brothers or something like that, and it's interesting to see how those pairs play together.
So the face-off now just outside the blue line. Adam Winborg to do the draw against Landon Slaggert, who drew that penalty. Winborg, an old trusty face-off specialist, wins that draw for Michigan in a senior campaign that has not seen him play a whole lot. Now up they come. Gallatin to Tuck, lays it behind for Truscott. Morgan applies pressure, sends it across for Faber. Faber picks it up, right point, skates down around by Wimborg. Now past York, up a hard hit on Slaggert at those boards, and now it's hit aside and goes back down the ice. Luke Morgan chases after it. Morgan wins the rush, and a quick chance on Camesso. And I think the goalie's got it. He does. And the whistle sounds, but a shorthanded try there for Luke Morgan. And with 1 second remaining in the power play, we have a whistle.
Wow, I think that was one of the best shots that we've seen so far this game. Luke Morgan actually looked like he had it there for a second. We've been seeing a lot of disconnected passing, a lot of just kind of empty or weak shots, so that was exciting to see. And also, it's getting a little bit chippy after the fact, it seems.
Yep. It's a nice hustle play right there.
Oh, yeah.
From
Luke Morgan, right?
Luke Morgan. Lockwood to do this draw in the offensive end. 1 second remaining. He wins the draw, and Beecher takes a shot that goes wide and out of play. So Michigan lets 1 second roll off the clock in that just quick face-off win and then shot out of play. That gets them back to full strength. Now they have an offensive zone face-off, 30-20, clear edge in the shots, but still trailing 2-0 in the game. Lockwood to do the face-off. Michigan's captain wins that one again, and right to Beecher once again. He sends it to the point. Shot taken wide of the net and then scooped up by the U.S. national team. Strand has it out into the neutral zone. Strand sends it down. Switzer tries to repel that rush. Now up against the boards. Hard hit down there below. Lockwood goes after it. Now picked up by Beecher in the neutral zone. You can see that speed, really good stride there, and a direction towards the front of the net. Granowitz towards Beecher, and Beecher was tripped by the referee. Crowd wants a call, but isn't going to get one because it wasn't a U.S. national team guy that tripped him up. Strand to Yoder, and Yoder takes a shot in towards the netminder. Now out comes Michigan the other direction. Van Wy over to Granowitz down the right wing boards, and Granowitz's stick just goes flying out of his hands as he got checked there, and it's laying at center ice. And he just goes to get a new stick instead, or goes to the bench rather. That stick is still laying on the Block M logo at center ice. The referee's going to have to skate over and pick that up at some point.
Lines up perfectly with the M, too.
Yep. And now finally the referee does go and pick it up. Summers to Hayhurst. His shot goes wide of the net. Going down into the corner. Michigan chases in after it, and now it comes the other way. 3-on-2 rush potentially for Team USA. Instead, they'll just throw on the brakes. Smilanic left it behind. Michigan picks it up instead. Van Wy skates through the middle, leaves it to Moyle there. Moyle sends it down low, bouncing around. It's loose, and I think it's in. No, they say no goal. Played with the high stick.
Oh, gosh.
And the crowd wanted a goal there. That I'm not sure if it went in the net officially or not, but we'll see what the referee's whistle is. Could have a review with 9:33 remaining. Let's take a look. Puck bounced around. Yeah, I don't think that was ever in.
Yeah, it looks like it was close, but Garrett Van Wy looks kind of defeated. And that was a hard hit. Wow.
Went off the left post and then completely just skidded across the red line there. And then we had a whistle. So with 9:33 remaining in the contest, Team USA 2, Michigan 0.
And a brief moment of excitement there that we could all definitely use. It's kind of unfortunate to see us not playing the way that we played last weekend at Penn State or before at Notre Dame, because it was definitely starting to give us reminiscent vibes of the Frozen Four run we had 2 years ago, where we started the season really weak and then ended up picking up and had this electric second half of the season that brought us through the Frozen Four. Obviously, this is just one game. It's an exhibition game, and we're putting in guys who don't usually play because of that. But ideally, we don't want any more breaking up of the streak that we're on, because if we could mimic that Frozen Four run and maybe have a chance at the Frozen Four, considering that we're ranked 5 now in the Big Ten after our last 2 games, it'd be really nice.
It definitely would be. And Michigan obviously sweeping Notre Dame and then having a really nice weekend in Penn State. They've got a shot to make something happen in the Big Ten. Now, the good thing for Michigan is that this game has no bearing on college play whatsoever. You can lose this game and have no effect on either Big Ten standings or NCAA tournament picture, but still, this is, just a game you wanted to keep the momentum going, and obviously guys like Hayden Levine and Adam Wimborg, people that don't play a lot, are playing, so you have to take that into account. But still hasn't been the most spirited effort, and you just get the sense this team's looking to Ohio State next weekend rather than really focusing on this game.
Which I think is an issue we have is I think a lot of times they look at the big picture too much and they don't deal with what's right in front of them. And our team often looks like they're getting tired instead of just playing each play out to its full potential. Obviously, yeah, it is an exhibition game, but letting this one go isn't really helping us practice for the Ohio State matchup we have next weekend, and that will be really important.
So the face-off will be done by Lambert against Bordelot, and Jimmy Lambert wins the draw. Michigan's been pretty good in the face-off dot tonight. It's been one of the few bright spots as Cam York sends a puck in towards Comesso, bounces off of him, and I think it got up into the mesh netting of the goal behind the net. And so we'll have a whistle. Face-off will be in the Michigan offensive zone. 9:24 to go in the game. 2-0 Team USA on top. Shots 30-21 in favor of Michigan, 6-1 in favor of the Wolverines in this period. And the draw unable to be won there by Olmsted. Now banks around to the side. Lambert sends it into the middle. Slaker picks it up. Slaker takes a shot, and it bounces off of Gallatin. And then Slaker dumps Gallatin as they both go after it. And now here comes Bordelot and Tuck, a 2-on-1 the other direction, and a delayed call coming on Slaker. They leave it behind across the shot. They score. And that is at Luke Tuck. And it's that top line for Team USA that strikes again. Bordelot and Tuck connecting for a goal. They'll negate that delayed call on Slaker with the goal coming. And now it is 3-0 Team USA, as you saw Slaker with the hit. I think that was a legal hit. I'm not sure why. Or now they're going to put Slaker in the box anyway, I guess.
Just screwing us more.
Well, normally, let's take a look. They are calling it a goal, so it'll be a 2-minute penalty on Slaker. Normally when you have a delayed penalty and you score, the penalty is not getting enforced, at least in the NHL. I've never really seen it happen in college hockey. It doesn't happen all that often. Weird. So regardless, the goal counts. It's 3-0, and now Team USA on a power play, and this game seems like it's all but over right now.
And that was an absolutely beautiful play by Team USA. I can't even deny that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at least Bordelot was part of it. So he's going to be for us next year. He can bring that energy back to us, maybe have some more plays like that. Great playmaker, actually. Yeah,
he's looked terrific tonight. He's looked like the best player on the ice between these two teams. So, obviously, Mel Pearson happy that a prospect, an incoming recruit, is having a nice night. But you'd still like better effort overall. Michigan clears that one quickly out. Already 30 seconds gone in the Slaker penalty. 8:34 now to go in the game. 3-0 Team USA. 90 seconds to go in this power play. Smilanic brings it on in over to Bordelot. Pass across was blocked off of Van Wy. Bordelot skates in towards the circle. Pass across, waiting with it, skating in, taking a shot, and making the save on Smilanic was Levine, and will have a face-off.
And Bordelot has been having this excellent stick handling, great backward passes, honestly just blowing everybody out of the water like you were saying. So it is exciting for Mel Pearson to know that we have that kind of talent coming next year. It's just unfortunate that we have to wait till next year to have that talent. Wouldn't it be nice if we were winning right now? It's painful to be a Michigan hockey fan. Yeah,
this is an unfortunate predicament right now as Slaggert will do this draw. He loses it. Michigan not able to clear, though. Tuck, the goal scorer, pushed along those boards. Now down around and back out. Truscott chases after it. He's out there with Gallatin. Truscott in his own zone. Skates around with it past the blue line. Now the center line. Lays it behind. Gallatin will bring it back on in. Rims it around the boards as they'll do the cycle in the corner. Luke Tuck with it behind the net across to Gallatin to the top. Truscott takes a shot, goes wide. Now scooped up behind. Gallatin half wall over to Tuck. A great pass there. Now picked up potentially by Luce, who gets pushed aside. Now over across Truscott down low in the circle. Tuck a shot, save by Levine. Luce with it behind. Two men go in after him. And now it just goes into the corner there. Picked up along the sides by Brock Faber, and Michigan's able to clear it out now down to 15 seconds remaining in the Slaker penalty. 7:18 to go in the game. Michigan trailing 3-0 shots, 30-24 in favor of the Wolverines. A rough night tonight in this exhibition matchup between Michigan and the U.S. national team. Now carried out with it and harassing there, but picked up by Sanderson, and he's skating around Beecher, but a great poke check there by Johnny Beecher to repel that rush from Sanderson. couple really highly touted prospects going after it right there. Slaker banks it off the boards back in to the offensive end. Team USA's got it pretty calmly, and they'll try to get things set up. 6:45 remaining. Slaker's out of the box, back to full strength. Pass towards Yoder was wide of him, and so it'll be an icing. Michigan will get an offensive zone draw, but now down to only 6:39 remaining in the game.
And Michigan, although we have 30 shots versus NDDP's 24, more is not always better, and they've been showing that in these last few plays, making really phenomenal shots, even though they haven't all gone in for NDDP.
So 6:39 remaining. Now a face-off with Will Lockwood there. Draw one back by the national team, and they're able to get it out. And here they come the other way. Latch goes around Martin and then repels him. Beecher banks it around the boards. York picks it up in the left corner. York just pokes at it. Blankenberg touches it, and they send it back down behind the net. It'll be picked up. And now Martin across to Beecher. Beecher in past the blue line. Bounces around and now intercepted, and out they'll come the other direction. Karpa brings it in. Berniers picks it up. Banks it off the boards. Looking for Smolanik down there. Beecher tries to push it around. U.S. national team holds it in under 6 minutes remaining. To the top, shot through traffic, save there by Levine. Bounces back around. Smolanik chases after it down along the boards. Trying to get to Clevin at the top. Lockwood pushes him down. Beecher scoops it up. Pushes it back to Switzer there. This Michigan team just sort of playing in slow motion right now. Not a lot happening. Granowitz, and then they just send it on in. 5:25 remaining in the game. 3-0 Team USA. Berniers 3-on-3 rush through the neutral zone. Pass in onside. Bordelot banks it down low. Tuck goes in after it. Blankenberg backhand pass to Lambert. Ciccolini skates through the middle over to Lambert. Down the right wing side. Lambert using his edge well to go around Truscott there, but then gives it away right to Tuck. Intercepted, though, by Ciccolini, and a potential look right here. Lambert and Slaker, but his pass to Slaker intercepted. Under 5 minutes remaining, still 3-0 Team USA. Slaker backhand pass across to Tuck, and now back out towards Bordelot. Loose banks it off the board. Slaker to Ciccolini. Ciccolini pushed aside. Tuck in after it. Down behind the boards, Ciccolini bounces that one to the side. Truscott picks it up, scoops it out into the neutral zone and back into the defensive end, where Summers picks it up. 4:30 remaining in the game. Along the boards, Emil Orval sends it deep. 4:20 remaining. Netminder Camesso has had a really nice night. Comes out to play it over to the side. Michigan hasn't had a shot in a while. Summers has to be the first to play it, or else he'd be called for a hand pass, and he does. But Sanderson picks it up. There's no real sign that Michigan's even going to make much of an attempt here in the late stages. They have to get something going if they want to, but haven't seen much sign yet. Strand pushed down by Summers. Morgan looking for Passajov. Now Orval turns it over. Strand with an opportunity. He lays it behind. Nice toe drag. Puck is loose, and a shot that goes wide of the net. But again, the chances right now all tilting in favor of the USNTDP after Michigan came out strong to start the period. A potential rush for Luke Morgan, who's been really one of the only spirited players in this third period, turned aside. Orval pushed down to the ice. And now bounced around Cam York across to Luke Martin. Martin sends a shot in on Camesso. He hangs on with 3:20 to go. We will have a final commercial timeout. Shots 31-25 in favor of Michigan, but 3-0 USNTDP with the lead, and seems all but over right now.
Yeah, I mean, sad to say, but it definitely does seem like it's over. And the fact that Luke Morgan, who is a very consistent, solid player, but considering that he's the only one who's had an energetic rush, this period is kind of sad because we don't have any great rushes from Johnny Beecher. We haven't had any from Moyle or Van Wy. Van Wy being the guy who tied us in overtime versus Penn State, getting us that extra point. So it just seems like we've given up, and even though the audience knows that it's over, it'd be nice if the team didn't seem like they knew it was over.
Yeah.
I've also been really impressed by Luke Tuck on the NDDP. I was comparing him earlier to Johnny Beecher size-wise, And Luke Tuck actually is committed to Boston University, where all of the really good players go. And he's also one of 5 players who's upgraded to an A rating in the NHL Central Scouting Players to Watch list recently. So him and Bordeleau have been two that have been sticking out to me a lot. And Luke Tuck has had some really smart shots on goal, even though he hasn't gotten a goal yet.
Face off now. One sort of by Van Wy, but then USNTDP carries it out into the offensive end. Bordeleau there, pass across and a shot, they score! Bordeleau to Smilanic, and that's a 3-point night for Thomas Bordeleau. 3 assists for him and a really nice feed. It's 4-0 USNTDP, and they are just smacking around Michigan here tonight.
I guess you could say it's a little bit of karma, considering that we won 6-0 to Penn State last weekend.
Yeah.
We're getting the opposite handed to us right now. And again, I just have to remind myself that we're going to have Bordeleau in the future, but right now, it's not helping us that he's not on our team.
And the draw won by the national team, and if it wasn't over already at 3-0, it is now 4-0. 3 minutes exactly remaining in the contest. National team offsides as they tried to carry it on in. And now we've got the children of Yost already starting the anti-Ohio State chances. And you just have to think that this Michigan team and fan base, everyone just seems to kind of be waiting for the Ohio State series next weekend instead of really focusing on this game tonight, which, again, it's an exhibition contest, but you would have just liked to see a better compete level than there was here tonight.
Stands are steadily emptying as we speak.
Yep. Moyle over to Wimborg. Wimborg backhands it out. 2:40 to remaining in the game. That goal scored by Smilanic makes it 4-0 U.S. national team. And Michigan lost to the USNTDP a year ago. And now we're going to have a penalty upcoming on Tuck for interference, it looks like. Michigan has a chance to pull the netminder. They don't get to it as the national team touches up. So 2-minute penalty upcoming with 2:26 to go in the game. Michigan will conclude this game on a power play unless they score, more or less. But you'd like to see them just get a goal to put some confidence going into next weekend.
Yeah, a goal would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It kind of seems like, we already know they've given up at this point, but they're putting in players who literally never play. Like, it's like Switzer is in right now, and Olmstead. And I don't want to trash anybody because the fact that they're here means they're good, but if you're having Shane Switzer in right now, it probably means that Mel Pearson just saying, like, hey, you know what, go play hockey, have some fun, and just stay on the ice until the clock runs out.
Slaker pass across to York, unable to connect with him. Bouncing around, rattling around the boards. That one goes out of play. 2:11 remaining. Tough one here today.
There's not much to say. Yeah, there's not much to say. It is kind of funny. Not funny because it sucks for them, but last year, Cam York and Johnny Beecher were on the team that beat Michigan.
Yeah.
And now they're getting it handed to them from their former team. Their former coach is watching them from the side who they were talking to at the beginning of the game. So it's another reverse karma. It seems like that's a trend tonight. Yeah.
Lockwood wins the draw back. York will just carry it on in. Might have been offsides. Referees don't really feel like they need to. Or no, they do call it now. So 2:04 remaining as the whistles have piled up here in these last couple minutes. Like to think that Michigan just wants to get to the locker room and head out of here. 2:04 remaining in the game. Slaker to do the draw with Yoder. And Yoder wins the draw and chipped on down by Strand. York after it. Banks it off the end board to Blankenberg. Dumped in the corner there was Blankenberg. No penalty coming. Lockwood skates around behind. Now out he comes the other way through the neutral zone past center ice. Well, Lockwood using that speed, going out wide, throws on the brakes. Tried to leave it behind. Held in at the point by Blankenberg. Slaker there, back to Blankenberg, right point. Takes a shot through traffic. Bounces off the boards and a shot! And what a save by Camesso on the short side there. He has had an excellent evening, and now with 90 seconds remaining, he is that close to a shutout here tonight.
Great goalies raised by the NDTP, especially with Spencer Knight from last year's team.
Yep. And Camesso, Boston U commit, has had himself one heck of an evening. Michigan not going to pull the empty net, trailing 4-0. 44 seconds remaining in the power play. 1:09 to go in the game. Pass across Beecher, bounced off his stick along the boards. Summers to Beecher. Their shot, they score, and Michigan finally on the board.
About time.
Yeah.
4-1.
4-1.
It's Johnny Beecher. So.
Yep.
Johnny Beecher being the number 2 goal scorer right now on the team, right behind Jake Slaker, the senior. Like we were saying before, I don't know if Beecher will go to the Bruins or not next year. They still have people like Marchand and Pasternak who are just amazing forwards on the Bruins, so they don't really need another amazing forward. And they could give him more time to develop, kind of following Josh Norris's path. Josh Norris isn't playing. He's playing for the development team right now for the Senators, correct?
Yeah, he's in the AHL for the Senators,
okay.
yeah.
But, yeah, he's a very comparable player to Josh Norris, and he just got his goal just like Josh Norris probably would have in this time of need.
Yep. So Beecher gets the goal there, and Truscott takes a shot wide of the net. It robs Comesso of the shutout, but obviously a late goal there. Just good to see something go in the net as there's a shot pushed aside. Bordelot taking that one, and now picked up by Olmsted and carries it out, sends it on deep. No icing. Comesso comes out to play it. 25 seconds remaining in this game. Score 4-1 in favor of Team USA. Bordelot skates in with it and a pass across, trying to poke it in back door there and unable to do so. Switzer now grabs it. 12 seconds remaining. Morgan into the neutral zone. Dumps it on down. Played by Comesso along the boards. 4 seconds remaining. 3 seconds, 2-1, and that'll do it. Team USA 4 and Michigan 1 here today.
So, hard day to be a Michigan Wolverine. First of all, we watched our basketball team get killed from a buzzer beater by Illinois this morning, and we end the day with a 4-1 loss to the national development team, a bunch of 18-year-olds, versus our team of people with our number 6 goalie in the country on our team. All the odds were in our favor. Obviously, it didn't work out. So we're going to have some sad Wolverines tonight. All of Ann Arbor weeps for them.
Yep, tough one here today. And that's it. The final score, 4-1, Team USA on top. For Nick Hornberg, Gabrielle Healy, I'm Alex Drain saying good night and go blue from Yost.